Hello. Oh, back again. I know I'm being a pain. I'm gonna advertise this one, obviously, when I've done it. So I'm doing a bit of a Sonic the Hedgehog here. Just had my hair cut yesterday. Probably that's a bit of Phil Collins there, when he had the one strand going back. Jeez. Old age, eh? Or was it Apollo Creed said in Rocky? It's a shame we have to get old or something. Just before he died when he was fighting Ivan Drago. I must break you. Good stuff. Yes, things are moving very fast with the council. Obviously last week I put up a thing about how the mediation, my mate had finally got the point through to them that the mediation wasn't acceptable and we wanted it in court. So I can't tell you how I know, but the licensing officer, the current licensing officer at HTC, this, some of you will recall, there used to be a guy called Greg Peck, who was a former policeman, 20 years in the police or whatever, and 20 years licensing department, and left without a murmur in the local press. And then there was the girl I never met, Christina Allison, and she was brought in. Well, she quit after 2 years basically, and she was brought in as like the guru of licensing. She was the specialist. She was going to sort everything out, and then I don't think she even handed a notice in. She was gone 10 days after I challenged her to. I said she couldn't. They wanted to raise hackney carriage fees, for the taxis, and I said I'm not going to allow you to do that. I'm making an objection until you account for the trading license money. So she was gone. So there's this new guy. I can't remember his name. I'm not being. I'd say it if I knew it, but I honestly can't remember it. And he is sick fed up to the back teeth of this lay-by situation with this trader. So I'll tell you what, I'm glad someone else is, because I've just had a gut full of these people. There was supposed to be, now at this point, current time, there was supposed to be a policeman investigating, but I think he's been told that if he wants to keep his job, he won't bother. Because let's face it, we know there's a media blackout on this coming straight down from Whitehall, so. Anyway, they are crying into their pillow at night. Oh dear, poor lambs. What a shame. Yeah. It's things are moving very quickly now. The point of this video is this is a direct challenge. Some of you have seen the letter on Facebook, and I think I put it up on Twitter as well. I've basically issued now a direct challenge, which was also copied to this police officer, that they either put up or shut up, because I've had enough of this. From what I'm hearing, I'm sure they've had enough of it. So, we're past the point of mediation with a cup of tea. Love them. In which I'm sure that their 30 years of breaking the law never would even have come up, to be honest. They quite clearly just wanted to make a deal. Let's forget what's happened. Let's have this, let's have this deal. Might have been the guy with the burger van pays so much, and we'll do this, and then they do that, but you know, yeah. They wanted to sweep 30 years of breaking the law under the carpet, which is what they've been trying to do for the past 5 years. So, I hope. I mean, I really feel like I'm a lot more relaxed with this whole thing now, and I hope that's coming across. Because I am. I mean, these people are living on borrowed time, to be honest. It's quite incredible they've managed to stretch it this far, but then with the Chief Constable and a Prime Minister on their side, you know, wow, what can you do? If it was down to me, I'd have David Cameron charged with obstruction of the course of justice tomorrow, but of course the police aren't interested, so. I mean, really, you know, this might be one of my final videos on this, and don't get me wrong, some kind of sick, masochistic side to me will miss it. But I'll be glad that it's gone. I'll be glad that it's done. You know, regardless of however much money I might get paid or whatever happens with changing the laws, changing this, more democracy, whatever, I will be glad that it's done, because this is really, it's just taking too much out of me, and I'm sure I've lost some hair and I've lost a tooth, and that was through the stress, and I've lost a lot of work and a lot of money because I've constantly had to go to meetings with police. I think 4 meetings with the police, 2 licensing panels. Yeah, this was all days off work and stuff, and there was more. Am I glad I did it? Should we have to be doing things like this in this day and age? I mean, here we are, our beloved government is getting ready to invade the Ukraine. Kiev by Christmas. But that's all a whole mess of stuff, isn't it? I mean, you know, right now, as much as I want to see this finished and done, as much as it costs them, as much as it costs me, it's a piddling little thing really, isn't it? And it shouldn't be happening, but it is. And some of my followers and friends and Twitterers and whatever else will tell you it happens all the time, and it's just corrupt local officials. You know, you give them a certain amount of power and they'll just abuse it. Crying shame. that's all I can say. It really is, you know. I mean, there's been at least 2 police officers that I know of demoted. I think 2 lawyers have left the council. The licensing officer, she's obviously gone. The other ones that were involved initially, they all crept out the back door with an early retirement pension scheme, which was probably twice what they would have got. You know, the council's making all these cuts. They're increasing taxes and decreasing services. And this is HDC. And now they're cutting funding for disabled activities and opportunities. They're cutting youth centres, you know, so the kids can go and hang out somewhere. And Joe Lancaster, who's the head of HTC, I think she earns... I think she took a 5% pay cut or something. So I think she now earns, only £117,000 a year. I think I could struggle by on that, 170, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Jeez. My maths isn't any good, but what's that, about 9 grand a month? The bin men who do a fantastic job collecting all the bins, they probably earn, 14, 16 grand a year maybe for driving a truck. She's on 9 grand a month. I do remember, I can't remember the exact quote, but she said something like this when she never replied to my first letter. When she did eventually write back to me, she said this wasn't worth her time or something, this issue. Oh, Jesus. That's only 30 years worth of missing money. Deliberately orchestrated. Because they knew exactly what they were doing. Because if I could do it on this, I'd show you all the freedom of information stuff I've got. Not worth our consideration. Anyway, so in the last video I said, let's see what they do. My thought is they're going to back down on this now again, having threatened court for the third time and filed the papers. So that, that's 300 quid alone of your money. They filed the papers and they back down. They filed the papers and they back down. They filed the papers again. Let's see if they back down. But I've told the police I will quite happily stand in court and name all the police officers who have covered this up for them. So it is a direct challenge, and I hope I'm right about this. I hope I'm right about this ending, so to speak, because I'm going to look a bit foolish if I'm not. But yeah, well, it wouldn't be the first time, would it? But listen, guys, I mean, your council, your police force, wherever you live, they might be perfectly straight, they might be perfectly honourable, right? But just ask questions, I mean, please. Because you don't know what they're doing. You really don't until it comes to the crunch. And I'm sure there's a few people on Facebook and stuff that are going to sort of sympathise with that statement. I don't want to name names. If you want to make comments, if you want to name yourself, fine. I'm not going to oust people into the public view, so to speak, other than myself, obviously. But anyway, you must be a bit sick of looking at my ugly mug for now. So I shall sign off and wish ye all a fair voyage. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, thank you for listening.